Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well and welcome to my Nike Vapor 11 review that I've been testing on the Spanish clay. Before we dive into the review, I want to thank my friends at Tennis Warehouse Europe for sending these for tests. They are on sale over there right now, so check it out. Use the links in the description if you want to support Tennis Nerd. You don't have to buy the things I review, but if you want to buy anything in tennis, it helps the channel. Okay, so how are these different from Vapor Pro 2? Because we went from Vapor 10 to Vapor Pro, and now we have both Vapor Pro 2 and Vapor 11, so it can be quite confusing for customers. If we start by comparing them, I would say that these are more stable, they have more foam, more rubber, a little bit heavier, gives a little bit better stability, durability than the Vapor Pro 2, which are faster, but offers less in terms of stability and cushioning, I would say. So these are the more expensive option, and they also have more foam and rubber, so that's why. If we look at the fit, it's a true length. You don't need to go up and down in size, in my opinion. Width about medium, the arch is slightly low. Braking was pretty immediate. I didn't really feel like I had a much of braking period. And there's both available on both hard court and clay court. The weight is 15.55 ounces. For a size 10.5, which translates to 440 grams and a size 44 in EU. The components of this shoe, this is very technical. I really recommend for more technical information to go to Foot Doctor Zach, has a great channel for shoe reviews especially. So you can read all the specifications here. I'm not a shoe expert or a podiatrist or foot doctor, but it's good to do your research whether they can suit your foot or not. You can always wear insoles, orthotics and stuff like that to help your fit a bit. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's also good to, if you have struggled with some injuries, to go to a podiatrist and get an understanding of how you run, walk and so on, not to get other problems in the future. That's something I do and have been doing, because I think it's important to get these things sorted, especially if you have an arch or something like that. Again, relating to the Vapor Pro 2, I find these names a little bit confusing, because the Vapor Pro, meaning usually a pro is more for a higher cost shoe or more advanced players and so on. I would say though that for aggressive movers that really move fast and push side to side and laterally and so on, I think you probably prefer the Vapor Pro 2, as it's a faster shoe. It just travels faster and you feel a little bit bouncier. Although neither of these shoes have great bounce or cushioning to them, I would like a little bit more of that. Despite zoom units and all that stuff, I feel like these Vapor 11s especially are a little bit dead. So works well on clay, but on a hard court I'd worry about my heel, that it would get some problems at some point, or you'd feel like it's quite a rough thing on the heel. So I think most aggressive movers, if they're looking for a Nike shoe, would prefer the Vapor Pro 2, but most other people would enjoy these. They're a little bit sturdier, more stable, a little bit more durable with all that foam and reinforcements, rubber and so on. So I wasn't sure which shoe I liked the most of the Vapor Pro 2, which in fact I tested on a hard court. These I tested in the clay court version, so not a perfect matchup, but then obviously you feel how the shoe reacts anyway. And for me, in the end, the Vapor 11 won. I got some stiffness in my leg after using the Vapor Pro 2 for a while. I really liked the fit of those. They felt very fast, but maybe I lack a bit of cushioning, or my movement is not really the best for that type of shoe. I have a semi-high arch, so for me that shoe in the end didn't work out so well as it did in the beginning. With the Vapor 11, I feel a bit more confident and comfortable with the fit and support, but I do lack that spring in my step, the bounciness, and I feel these are quite heavy, so I don't move as fast with these. The support is good and the stability is good, but I lack a little bit of spring in my step, and that's up to you what kind of thing you like. I talked to some other players who've used these shoes, like for example Andre here, who loves these shoes, who was in my recent video of mine. And yeah, he loves them. He feels like they're winners, but I lacked a little bit of shock absorption under the foot. That was mainly what I didn't like about these. Otherwise, they were very good shoes, and most things they do really well. I think it's a more balanced shoe than the Vapor Pro 2, which feels a little bit more on the extreme side of being more fast shoe and so on. So I will keep using them on the red dirt, compare them to some other shoes in the future. I have more shoe reviews coming up. And I think this is the best alternative for most players compared to the Vapor Pro 2. But if you're an aggressive mover, I think the Vapor Pro might fit you a bit better because you feel a bit more low to the ground with that shoe than this one, which with all the foam and the rubber is quite a heavy shoe and a little bit dead at times. But comfort is good, and I had no issues with break-in or nothing like that. I hope that gives you an idea what I think about these Vapor 11s. I'm very keen to hear what you think. Obviously, shoes are highly personal, so it depends on your foot, how you move, where you really push on the shoes. So let me know in the comments what you think about them, and so we have a kind of community of voices around shoes and rackets. That's all for now. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.